So I've got my notes so I don't go off track and start talking about the merits of AstroTurf or something. All right, so I want to welcome you. I had to write that down. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for coming. So the first thing I have to do is thank Conway First Baptist. This church is amazing to let us do this to their sanctuary. They're very generous and very generous to let us take over their space, and they're very welcoming to so many homeschooling groups and families. And we're just so glad to have you here to share this with us. So I just want to get out a few announcements. If you'll take a moment to note the exits. There's 2 on either side and 1 in the back in case of a fire. Scream and then run to the nearest one. Or you don't have to scream if you don't want to. We will have a 15-minute intermission between Act 4 and Act 5. So you can use the restrooms then. They're back there where the actors are. During the show, we ask that you, if you need to use the bathroom, if you could go out that way, and then you can walk around the building to get there, because there are actors making entrances and exits. And there will be a few entrances and exits actually through the house, just to let you know, so you don't get too scared by Shakespearean actors running into you. Also, you can turn your cell phones off. Using my cell phone, and you turn on silent, or you do not disturb or something like that. So if you want to take a moment to make sure that's that way so we don't hear your really cool ringtone, that would be great. So this is our 3rd annual Shakespearean play, and I can't believe this is the 3rd one. So I was wondering, how many of you have ever seen Love's Labour's Lost? Anybody? Oh, maybe. Okay, wait, one. Couple people. Yeah, it's not done very much, and we've worked on it for months, and now we know why. No, just kidding. But there's a couple things I want to point out to you. In your program is a synopsis of the story, and just to help you, because it is Shakespeare, that this play was written in 1597, and that was the same year that he wrote A Midsummer Night's Dream and Romeo and Juliet. So your job is to maybe listen to see if you see anything that's similar to those plays in this play. And it was also interesting that this play was the first play that was signed, written by Shakespeare. All of the earlier plays was just like the Lord Chamberlain's men, like the acting group was presenting this play. And this was the first, Love's Labour's Lost was the first that was signed by him. So that's interesting. And also that this was the first noted viewing of this play was for Queen Elizabeth I at the Christmas revels. So look for things that might have interested her. If you know anything, if you're history buffs out there and know anything about Queen Elizabeth, you can look for those things too. So it's just going to be, just a really cool little story. I fell in love with it. And so what you're going to see is a king and his friends making an oath. And as we end this year and we start to make our New Year's resolutions, we can relate to the fact that they're going to make this oath, and they're going to study hard, and they're going to fast, and they're going to do all these things. And of course, they're not going to be around any women. And that was short-lived, okay? Because temptation comes along, and then they get tested. And I hate to tell you, but they fail the test. It's sad. It's very sad. But so I just wanted to give you a little bit of a warmer up of what the plot is, so you don't get too lost. We've worked really hard. They're just students, so if they go off and they need to call for line, they just call for line, because I'm not going to make them improvise Shakespeare. It's like too hard, right? But feel free to laugh and clap and encourage them, because this is our last lesson, and this was Shakespeare's made to be performed. I always say that. It's just not really meant to be read. It's meant to be seen. And so you are a character in Shakespeare's play. And so this is helping them with this last lesson where they can perform for somebody. And we pray that you you understand it and that you enjoy it. So, and that's about it. So, enjoy the play.
Let fame, that all hunt after in their lives, live registered upon our brazen tombs, and then grace us in the disgrace of death, when, spite of cormorant devouring time, the endeavor of this present breath may buy that honor which shall bait his side's keen edge and make us heirs of all eternity. Therefore, brave conquerors, for so you are that war against your own affections, and the huge army of the world's desires, our late edict shall strongly stand in force. Navarre shall be the wonder of the world, our court a little academe, still and contemplative in living art. You three, Barreau, Dumaine, and Longueville, have sworn for 3 years' time to live with me, my fellow scholars, and to keep the statutes that are enrolled in this schedule here. Your oaths are passed, and now subscribe your names, that his own hand may strike his honor down, that violates the smallest branch herein. If you are armed to do as sworn to do, subscribe to your deep oaths, and keep it too.
I am resolved. 'Tis but a 3 years' fast. The mind shall banquet, though the body pine. Fat paunches have lean pates, and dainty bits make rich the ribs, but bankrupt quite the wits.
My loving lord Dumaine is mortified. The gross manner of these world's delights he throws upon the gross world's baser slaves. To love, to wealth, to pomp, I pine and die, with all these living in philosophy.
I can but say their protestation over. So much, dear liege, I have already sworn. That is, to live and study here 3 years. But there are other strict observances, as not to see a woman in that time, which I hope is not enrolled there. And then 1 day in a week to touch no food, and but 1 meal on every day besides, which I hope well is not enrolled there. And then to sleep but 3 hours in the night, and not be seen to wink of all the day, when I was wont no harm to think all night, and make a dark night too of half the day, which I hope well is not enrolled there. Oh, these are barren tasks, too hard to keep, not to see ladies study fast, not sleep.
Your oath is passed to pass away from these.
Let me say no, my liege, and if you please, I only swore to study with your grace, and stay here in your court for 3 years' space.
You swore to that, Baron, and to the rest.
By yea and nay, sir, that I swore in jest. What is the end of study? Let me know.
Why, that to know which else we should not know.
Things hid and barred, you mean from common sense?
Aye, that is study's godlike recompense.
Come on, then. I will swear to study so, to know the thing I am forbid to know, as thus, to study where I may well dine, when I to feast expressly am forbid, or study where to meet some mistress fine, when mistresses from common sense are hid, or, having sworn too hard a keeping oath, study to break it, and not break my troth. If study's gain be thus, and this be so, study knows that which yet it doth not know. Swear me to this, and I will ne'er say no.
These be the stops that hinder study quite, and train our intellects to vain delight.
Why, all delights are vain, and that most vain, which with pain purchased doth inherit pain. As painfully to pore upon a book, to seek the light of truth, while truth the while doth falsely blind the eyesight of his look. Light seeking light, doth light of light beguile. So ere you find where light and darkness lies, your light goes dark by losing of your eyes. Study me how to please the eye indeed, by fixing it upon a fairer eye, that dazzling so that eye shall be his heed, and give him light that it was blinded by. Study is like the heaven's glorious sun, that will not be deep-searched with saucy looks. Small have continual plotters ever won, save base authority from others' books. These earthly godfathers of heaven's lights, that give a name to every fixed star, have no more profit of their shining nights than those that walk and wot not what they are. Too much to know is to know naught but fame, and every godfather can give a name.
How well he's read to reason against reading.
Proceeded well, stop all good proceeding.
Weeds the corn and still lets grow the weeding.
Spring is near when green geese are breeding.
How follows that?
Fit in his place in time.
In reason nothing.
Something then in rhyme.
Barone is like an envious sneaping frost that bites the firstborn infants of the spring.
Well, say I am. Why should proud summer boast before the birds have any cause to sing? Why should I joy in any abortive birth? At Christmas, I no more desire a rose than wish a snow in May's newfangled shows. But like of each thing that in season grows, so you to study now it is too late. Climb o'er the house to unlock the little gate.
Well, sit you out. Go home, Barone. And you.
But no, my good lord, I have sworn to stay with you. And though I have for barbarism spoke more than for that angel knowledge you can say, yet confident I'll keep what I have sworn and bide the penance of each 3 years' day. Give me the paper, let me read the same, and to the strictest decrees I'll write my name.
How well this yielding rescues thee from shame. Ha!
Item, that no woman shall come within a mile of my court. Hath this been proclaimed?
4 days ago.
Let's see the penalty. On pain of losing her tongue? Who devised this penalty?
Marry, that did I.
Sweet lord, and why?
To fright them hence with that dread penalty.
A dangerous law against gentility. Item, if any man be seen to talk with a woman within the term of 3 years, he shall endure such public shame as the rest of the court can possible devise. Why, this article, my liege, yourself must break, for well you know here comes an embassy, the French king's daughter with yourself to speak, a maid of grace and complete majesty, about surrender of Aquitaine to her decrepit, sick, and bedrid father. Therefore this article is made in vain, or vainly comes the admired princess hither.
What say you, lords? Why, this was quite forgot.
So study evermore is overshot. While it doth study to have what it would, it doth forget to do the thing it should. And when it hath what it hunteth most, 'tis one as towns with fire. So won, so lost.
We must of force dispense of this decree. She must lie here on mere necessity.
Why, necessity will make us all forsworn 3,000 times within this 3 years' space. For every man with his effects is born, not by might mastered, but by special grace. If I break faith, this word shall speak for me. I am forsworn on mere necessity. So to the laws at large I write my name, and he that breaks them in the least degree stands in attainder of eternal shame. Suggestions are to other as to me, but I believe, although I seem so loath, I am the last that will last keep his oath.
Ha!
But is there no quick recreation granted?
Aye, that there is. Our court, you know, is haunted with a refined traveler of Spain, a man in all the world's new fashion planted, that hath a mint of phrases in his brain, a man of compliments whom right and wrong have elected as an umpire of their mutiny, one who the music of his own vain tongue doth ravish like an enchanting harmony. This child of fancy, that our motto hight, for interim to our studies shall relate, in high-won words the worth of many a night from tawny Spain lost in the world's debate. How you delight, my lords, I know not, aye, but I protest I love to hear him lie, and I will use him for my minstrelsy.
Our motto is a most illustrious wight, a man of fire new words, fashion's own knight.
Custard the swain, and he shall be our sport. And so to study, 3 years is but short.
Which is the Duke's own person?
This fellow, what wouldst?
I myself reprehend his own person, for I am his grace's Farborough, but I may see his own person in flesh and blood.
This is he.
Senor commends you. There's villainy abroad. This letter will tell you more.
Sir, the contents thereof are as touching me.
A letter from the magnificent Armado.
How low soever the matter, I hope in God for high words.
A high hope for a low heaven. God grants us patience.
To hear or forbear hearing.
To hear meekly, sir, and to laugh moderately, or to forbear both.
Well, sir, be it as the style shall give us cause to climb in the merriness.
The matter is to me, sir, as concerning Jacquinetta. The manner of it is, I was taken with the manner.
In what manner?
In manner and form following, sir. All those three. I was seen with her in the manor house, sitting with her upon the form, and taken following her into the park, which, put together, is in manner and form following. Now, sir, for the manner. It is the manner of a man to speak to a woman. For the form. In some form.
If for the following, sir.
I said, shall follow in my correction, and God defend the right.
Will you hear this letter with attention?
As we would hear an oracle.
Such is the simplicity of man to hearken after the flesh.
Great deputy,
Ooh.
the Welkins vicegerent and sole dominator of Navarre,
Ooh.
my soul's earth's god,
Ooh.
and body's fostering patron.
Not a word of custard yet.
So it is.
Maybe so, but if he say so, he's in telling true. But so.
Peace.
Be to me, and every man that dare not fight.
No words.
Of other men's secret.
So it is, besieged with sable-colored melancholy, I did commend the black oppressing humor to the most wholesome physic of thy health-giving air, and, as I am a gentleman, betook myself to walk. The time when, about the 6th hour, when beasts most graze, birds best peck, and men sit down to that nourishment which is called supper.
Supper?
So much for the time when. Now for the ground which I mean I walked upon. It is called thy park. Then for the place where I mean I did encounter that obscene and most preposterous event that draweth from my snow white pen the ebon-colored ink, which here thou viewest, surveyest, beholdest, or seest. But to the place where it standeth north, northeast, and by east from the west corner of thy curious knotted garden. There I did see that low-spirited swain, that base minnow of thy mirth,
Me?
that unlettered small-knowing soul,
Me?
that shallow vassal,
Still me?
which, as I remember, hight Coster.
Oh, me.
Sorted and consorted, contrary to thy established, proclaimed edict, and continent canon, which but with this passion I say wherewith,
With the winch.
with a child of our grandmother Eve, a female, or for thy more sweet understanding, a woman. Him I, as my ever-esteemed duty pricks me on, have sent to thee, to receive the meed of punishment by thy sweet grace's officer, Anthony Dull, a man of good repute, carriage, bearing, and estimation.
Me, and shall please you. I am Anthony Dull.
For Jacquinetta, so is the weaker vessel called, which I apprehended with the aforesaid swain. I keep her as a vessel of thy law's fury, and shall, at the least of thy sweet notice, bring her to trial. Thine and all compliments of devoted and heart-burning heat of duty. Don Adriano de Armado.
Olé! This is not so well as I looked for, but the best that e'er I heard.
Aye, the best for the worst. But, sirrah, what say you to this?
Sir, I confess the winch.
Did you hear the proclamation?
I confess much of the hearing of it, but little of the marking of it.
It was proclaimed a year's imprisonment to be taken with a wet.
I was taken with none, sir. I was taken with a damsel.
And it was proclaimed damsel.
This was no damsel neither, sir. I was taken with a maid.
This maid will not serve your turn, sir. I will announce your sentence. You will fast a week on bread and water, and Don Armado shall be your keeper. My good Lord Barone, see him delivered o'er, and go we, lords, to put in practice that which each to other we have so strongly sworn.
I'll lay my head in Goodman's hat. These oaths and laws will prove an idle scorn. Sirrah, come on.
I suffer for the truth. For it is true that I was taken with Jacquinetta. And Jacquinetta is a true girl. And thus I welcome the sour cup of prosperity. Affliction may one day smile again. Till then, sit thee down, sorrow.
Boy, what sign is it when a man of great spirit grows melancholy?
A great sign, sir, that he will look sad.
Why, sadness is one and the self-same thing, dear imp.
No, no, Lord sir, no.
How canst thou part sadness and melancholy, my tender juvenile?
By a familiar demonstration of the working, my tough signor.
Why tough signor? Why tough signor?
Why tender juvenile? Why tender juvenile?
I spoke it tender juvenile as a congruent epitheton appertaining to thy young days, which we may nominate tender.
And I, tough signor, as an appurtenant title to your old time, which we may nominate tough.
Ah, pretty and apt.
How mean you, sir? I pretty, am I saying apt? Or I apt, am I saying pretty?
Thou pretty because a little,
Little pretty, because little? Wherefore apt?
and therefore apt because quick.
Speak you this in my praise, master.
In thy condign praise.
I will praise an eel with the same praise.
What? That an eel is ingenious.
That an eel is quick.
I do say thou art quick in answers. Thou heat'st my blood.
I am answered, sir.
I love not to be crossed.
He speaks the mere contrary. Crosses, love not him.
I have promised to study 3 years with the Duke.
You may do it in an hour, sir.
Impossible.
How many is one, thrice told?
I am ill at reckoning. It fitteth the spirit of a tapster.
You are a gentleman and a gamester, sir.
Oh, I confess both. They are both the varnish of a complete man.
Then I am sure you know the gross sum of deuce ace.
Oh, yes. It doth amount to 1 more than 2.
Which the base vulgar do call 3.
True.
Why, sir, is this such a piece of study? Now here is 3, studied ere you'll thrice wink. And how easy is it to put the word years to 3 and study 3 years in 2 words? The dancing horse will tell you.
Ah, a most fine figure.
To prove you a cipher.
I will hereupon confess that I am in love. Now that it is base for a soldier to love, so I am in love with a base wench. If, by drawing my sword against the humor of affection, would deliver me from the reprobate thought of it, I would take Desire prisoner and ransom him to any French courtier for some new devised curtsy. Ah! I think scorn to side. Methinks I should outswear Cupid. Ah! Comfort me, boy. What great men have been in love.
Hercules, master.
Oh, most sweet Hercules. More authority, dear boy, nay more. And, sweet my child, let them be men of good repute and carriage.
Samson, master, he was a man of good carriage, great carriage, for he carried the town gates on his back like a porter. And he was in love.
Ah, most well-knit Samson. Most strong-jointed Samson. I do excel thee in my rapier as much as thou didst me in carrying gates. I am in love too. Who was Samson's love, my dear moth?
A woman, master.
Of what complexion?
Of all the four, or the three, or the two, or one of the four?
Tell me precisely, of what complexion?
Of the seawater green, sir.
Is that one of the four complexions?
As I have read, and the best of them too.
Green is indeed the color of lovers, but to have a love of that color, methinks Samson had small reason for it. She surely affected her for her wit.
It was so, sir, for she had a green wit.
Ah, my love is most immaculate, white and red.
Most immaculate thoughts, master, are masked under such colors.
Define, well-educated infant.
My father's wit, my mother's tongue assist me.
Oh, sweet invocation of a child, most pretty and pathetical.
If she be made of white and red, her faults will ne'er be known. For blushing cheeks by faults are bred, and fears by pale white shown. So, if she fear or be to blame, by this you shall not know, for still her cheeks possess the same, which native she doth owe. A dangerous rhyme, master, against the reason of white and red.
Is there not a ballad, boy, of the king and the beggar?
Oh, the world was very guilty of such a ballad, some 3 ages since, but I think now 'tis not to be found. Or if it were, it would sing neither for the writing nor the tune.
I think I will have that subject newly writ o'er, that I might example my digression by some mighty precedent. Ah, boy, I do love that country girl I took in the park with the rational hind costard. She deserves well.
To be whipped, and yet a better love than my master.
Sing, boy, for my spirit grows heavy with love.
And that's a great marvel, loving a light wench.
I say sing.
Oh, forbear till this company be past.
Sir, the Duke's pleasure is that you keep custards safe, but you must suffer him to take no delight nor no penance. But he must fast 3 days a week. For this damsel, I must keep her at the park. She is allowed for the day, woman. Fare you well.
I do betray myself in blushing. Maid.
Man,
I will visit thee at the lodge.
that's hereby.
I know where it's situate.
Lord, how wise you are.
I will tell thee wonders.
With that face?
I do love thee.
So I heard you say.
And so, farewell.
Fair weather after you.
Come, Jacquinetta, away.
Villain! Thou shalt fast for thy offences ere thou be pardoned.
Well, sir, I hope when I do it, I shall do it on a full stomach.
Thou shalt be heavily punched.
Oh, I'm more bound to you than your fellows, for they are but lightly rewarded.
Take away this villain. Shut him up.
Come, thou transgressing slave, away.
Let me not be pent up, sir. I will fast being loose.
Know, sir, that you are fast and loose. Thou shalt to prison.
Well, if I ever do see the merry days of desolation that I've seen, some shall see.
What shall some see?
Ain't nothing, Master Mo, but what they look upon. It is not for prisoners to be too silent in their words, and therefore I will say nothing. I thank God of as little patience as another man, and therefore can be quiet.
I do affect the very ground, which is base, where her shoe, which is baser, guided by her foot, which is basest, doth tread. I shall be forsworn, which is a great argument of falsehood, if I love. And how can that be true love, which is falsely attempted? Ah, love is a familiar. Love is a devil. There is no evil angel but love. Yet was Samson so tempted, and he had excellent strength. Yet was Solomon so seduced, and he had a very good wit. Cupid's butt shaft is too hard for Hercules' club, and therefore too much at odds for Spaniard's rapier. The first and second cause will not serve my turn. The pasado, he respects not. The duello, he regards not. His disgrace is to be called boy, but his glory is to subdue men. Adieu, valor, rust, rapier, be still, drum, for your manager is in love, yea, he loveth. Assist me, some extemporal god of rhyme, for I am sure I will turn sonnet, devise wit, write pen, for I am for whole volumes in folio.
Now, madame, summon up your dearest spirits. Consider who the king your father sends, to whom he sends, and what's his embassy. Yourself held precious in the world's esteem to parley with the sole inheritor of all perfections that a man may owe. Matchless Navarre, the plea of no less weight than Aquitaine, a dowry for a queen. Be now as prodigal of all dear grace, as nature was in making graces dear, when she did starve the general world besides, and prodigally give them all to you.
Good Lord Boyette, my beauty, though it mean, needs not the painted flourish of your praise. Beauty is bought by judgment of the eye, not uttered by base sale of chapmen's tongues. I'm less proud to hear you tell my worth, than you much willing to be counted wise in spending your wit in the praise of mine. But now to tasker, good Boyette, you are not ignorant to all telling fame. Doth noise abroad Navarre hath made a vow, till painful studies shall outwear 3 years. No woman may approach his silent court. Therefore, to us seemeth the needful course, before we enter his forbidden gates, to know his pleasure, and in that behalf, bold of your worthiness, we single you as our best moving fair solicitor. Tell him the daughter of the King of France, on serious business craving quick dispatch, importunes personal conference with his grace. Haste, signify so much while we attend, like couple-visaged suitors his high will.
Proud and Clement, willingly I go.
All pride is willing pride, and yours is so. Who are the votaries, my loving ladies, that are vow fellows with this virtuous Duke?
Longueville is one.
Know you the man?
I know him, madam, at a marriage feast between Lord Perigord and the beauteous heir of Jacques Falconbridge, solemnized in Normandy, saw I this Longueville. A man of sovereign parts, he's esteemed, well fitted in arts, glorious in arms. Nothing becomes him ill that he would well. The only soil on his fair virtue's gloss, if fair virtue's gloss will stain with any soil, is a sharp wit matched with too blunt a will, and whose edge hath the power to cut, and whose will still wills it, should none spare that come within his power.
Some merry mocking lord belike. Is so?
They say so, that most his humors know.
Such short-lived wits do wither as they grow. Who are the rest?
The Dumaine!
A well-accomplished youth, of all that virtue loved for virtue loved. Most passions do most harm, least knowing ill. For he hath wit to make an ill shape good, and shapes when grace, so he had no wit. I saw him at Duke Alanson's once, but much too little of that good I saw is my report of his great worthiness.
Another of these students at that time was there with him, if I've heard it truth. Barone they call him, but a merrier man within the limit of becoming mirth. I never spent an hour's talk with all. His eye begets occasion for his wit, for every art of the one that the other turns to mirth-moving jest, which his fair tongue, conceits expositor, delivers with such apt and gracious words that aged ears play true unto his tales, and younger hearings are quite ravished, so sweet and voluble is his discourse.
God bless my ladies, are they all in love, that every one of their own hath garnished with such bedecking ornaments of praise?
Here comes Boyette.
Now what admittance, lord?
Navarre had notice of your fair approach, and he and his competitors in oath were all just meet you, gentle lady, before I came. Mary, thus much I have learned. He rather rather means to lodge you in the field, like one that comes here to beseech his court, then seek a dispensation for his oath to let you enter his unpeopled house. Here comes Navarre.
Fair princess, welcome to the court of Navarre.
Fair, I give you back again, and welcome I have not yet.
You shall be welcome, madam, to my court.
I will be welcome then. Conduct me thither.
Hear me, lady, I have sworn an oath.
Our lady, help my lord, he'll be forsworn.
Not for the world, madam, by my will.
Why, will shall break it, will and nothing else.
Your ladyship is ignorant what it is.
Were my lord so, his ignorance were wise. Where now knowledge must prove ignorance. I hear your grace hath sworn out housekeeping. 'Tis deadly sin, my lord, to keep that oath, and sin to break it. Oh, but pardon me, I am too son bold to teach a teacher ill beseemeth me. Vouchsafe to read the purpose of my coming, and suddenly resolve me in my suit.
Madam, I will if I suddenly may.
You will the sooner that are away, for you'll prove perjured if you make me stay.
Did not I dance with you in Brabant once?
Did not I dance with you in Brabant once?
I know you did.
How needless was it then to ask the question?
You must not be so quick.
'Tis long of you that spare me such questions.
Your wit's too hot, it speeds too fast, 'twill tire.
Not to leave the rider in the mire.
What time of day?
The hour that fools should ask.
Now fair befall your mask,
Fair fall the face it covers.
and send you many lovers?
Amen, so you be none.
Nay then, will I be gone?
Madam, your father here doth intimate the payment of 100,000 crowns, being but the one half of an entire sum dispersed by my father in his wars. But say that he or we, as neither have, received that sum. Yet there still remains unpaid 100,000 more, in the surety of the which one part of Aquitaine is bound to us, although not valued to the money's worth. If then the king your father will restore but that one half which is unsatisfied, we will yield up Aquitaine and hold fair friendship with his majesty. But that, it seems, he little purposeth. For here he doth demand to have repaid 100,000 crowns, and not demands, on payment of 100,000 crowns, to have his title live in Aquitaine, which we had much rather depart withal, than have the money by our father lent, and Aquitaine so gelded as it is. Dear princess, were not his request so far from reason's yielding, your fair self should make a reason get some yielding in my breast, and go well satisfied to France again.
You do the king my father too much wrong, and wrong the reputation of your name, and so in seeming to confess receipt of that which hath so faithfully been paid.
I do protest I never heard of it, and if you can prove it, I'll pay it back or yield up Aquitaine.
We arrest your word. Well, yet, you can produce acquaintances for such a sum from special officers of Charles, his father.
Satisfy me so.
So please your grace, the packet is not come, where that and other specialties are bound. Tomorrow, you shall have a sight of them.
It shall suffice me. At which interview all liberal reason I will yield unto. Meantime, receive such welcome as honor, without breach of honor, may make tender of to thy true worthiness. You may not come, princess, within my gates, but here without you shall be so received, as you shall deem yourself lodged in my heart, though denied such fair harbor in my house. Your own good thoughts excuse me, and farewell. Tomorrow we will visit you again.
Sweet health and fair desires consort your grace.
Thy own wish I be in every place.
Lady, I will commend you to mine own heart.
Pray, do my commendations. I would be glad to see it.
I would you heard it groan.
Is the fool sick?
Aye, sick at the heart.
Alack, let it blood.
Would that do it good?
My physic says aye.
And will you prick it with your eye?
No point with my knife.
Now God save thy life.
And yours from long living.
I cannot stay Thanksgiving.
Sir, I pray you a word. What lady is that saying?
The heir of Alençon, Catherine her name.
Most gallant lady, monsieur. Fare you well.
eat your word. What is she in the white?
A woman sometimes, and you saw her in the light.
Perchance light in the light. I desire her name.
She hath but one for herself, sir. To desire that were shame.
Pray you, sir, whose daughter?
Her mother's, I have heard.
God's blessing on your beard.
Good sir, be not offended. She is an heir of Falconbridge.
Nay, my collar is ended. She is a most sweet lady.
Not unlike, sir, that may be.
What's her name in the cap?
Rosaline, by good hap.
Is she wedded or no?
To a will, sir, or so.
You are welcome, sir. Adieu.
Farewell to me, sir, and welcome to you.
That last was Barone, the merry madcap lord. Not a word with him but jest.
And every jest but a word.
It was well done of you to take him at his word.
I was as willing to grapple as he was to board. If my observation, which very seldom lies, by the heart's still redder, disclosed with thine eyes, deceive me not now, Navarre is infected.
With what?
With that which we lovers entitle affect.
Your reason?
Why, all his behaviors did make their attire to the court of his eye, peeping the desire. His heart like an agate, with your print impressed, proud with his form in his eye pride expressed. His tongue, all impatient to speak and not see, did stumble with haste in his eyesight to be. All senses to that sense do make their repair, to feel only looking on fairest of fair. I'll give you Aquitaine and all that is his, and you give him, for my sake, but one loving kiss.
Come to our pavilion, Boyette is disposed.
But to speak then words, which his eye hath disclosed. I have only made a mouth of his eye, by adding a tongue, which I know will not lie.
Thou art an old lovemonger, and speakest skillfully.
He is Cupid's grandfather, and learned news of him.
Then was Venus like her mother, for her father's but grim.
Do you hear, my mad wenches?
No,
What then? Do you see?
I, our way be gone.
You are too hard for me.
Warble, child, make passionate my sense of hearing. Ah, sweet there. Go, tenderness of years. Take this key. Give enlargement to the swain. Bring him festately hither. He must bear me a letter to my love.
Master, will you win your love with a French brawl?
How meanest thou? Brawling in French?
No, my complete master, but to jig off a tune at the tongue's end. Canary it with your feet. Humor it with the turning up of your eyelids. Sigh a note and sing a note, sometimes through the throat. Well, as if you swallowed love by singing love. Sometimes through the nose, as if you snuffed up love by smelling love. With your hat penthouse-like o'er the shop of your eyes, and your arms crossed o'er your thin-belly doublet, like a rabbit on a spit. Or your hands in your pocket, like a man after the old painting, and keep not too long in one tune, but snip and away. These are humors, these are compliments. These betray nice wenches that would be betrayed without these, and make them men of note. Do you note me, that most are affected to these.
But oh,
But oh, the hobby horse is forgot.
Cult'st thou my love, hobby horse?
No, master, the hobby horse is but a colt, and your love perhaps a hackney. But hast thou forgot your love?
Oh, almost I had.
Negligent student, learn her by heart.
By heart and in heart, boy.
And out of heart. All these three I will prove.
What wilt thou prove?
A man, if I live, and
And these three, by, in, and without. By heart you love her, because your heart cannot come by her. In heart you love her, because your heart is in love with her. And out of heart you love her, being out of heart, that you cannot enjoy her.
I am all of these three. Go, fetch hither the swain. He must carry me a letter.
But I go,
The way is but short. Away.
as swift as lead, sir.
Thy meaning. Pretty ingenious is not lead, a metal heavy, dull, and slow.
Minime honest master, or rather master, no.
I say lead is slow.
You are too swift, sir, to say so. Is that lead slow which is fired from a gun?
Sweet smoke of rhetoric. He reputes me a cannon, and the bullet, that's he. I shoot thee at the swain.
So, then I flee!
Ah, most acute juvenile, most voluble and free of grace. By thy favor, sweet welkin, I must sigh in thy face. Most rude melancholy, valor gives thee place. My herald is returned.
A wonder, master. Here's a custard broken in a shin.
Ah, some enigma, some riddle. Come, let thy l'envoy begin.
No enigma, no riddle, no l'envoy, no salve in the mail, sir. Plantain, a plain plantain. No enigma, no riddle, but a plantain.
By virtue thou enforcest laughter. Thy silly thought, my spleen. The heaving of my lungs provokes me to ridiculous smiling. Oh, pardon me, my stars. Doth the inconsiderate take salve for l'envoy, and the word l'envoy for a salve?
Do the wise think them other? Is not l'envoy a salve?
No, page. It is an epilogue or discourse to make plain some obscure precedent that hath tofore been sane. I will example it. The fox, the ape, and the humble bee were still at odds, being but three. And as the moral. Now for the l'envoy.
I will add the l'envoy. Say the moral again.
The fox, the ape, and the humble bee were still at odds, being but three.
Until the goose came out of door and stayed the odds by adding 4. Now will I begin with your moral, and you to follow with my l'envoy. The fox, the ape, and the humble bee were still at odds, being but 3.
Until the goose came out of door and stayed the odds by adding 4.
A good l'envoy, ending in the goose. Would you desire more?
The boy hath sold him a bargain, a goose that's flat. Sir, your pennyworth be good and your goose be fat. To sell a bargain well is as cunning as fast and loose. A fat l'envoy, let me see. That's a fat goose.
Come hither, come hither. How did this argument begin?
By saying that a custard was broken in a shin, then called you for the l'envoy.
True, and I for a plantain. And then thus came your argument. Then the boy's fat l'envoy, the goose that you bought. And then he ended the market.
But tell me, how is there a custard broken in a shin?
I will tell you sensibly.
Thou hast no feeling of it, mote. I will speak that l'envoy. I, custard, running out that was safely within, fell over a threshold and broke my shin.
We will talk no more of this matter.
Till there be more matter in the shin.
Sir Custard, I will enfranchise thee.
Oh, marry to one franchise. I smell some l'envoy, some goose in this.
By my sweet soul, I mean setting thee at liberty, in freedom in thy person. Thou art restrained, immured, captivated, bound.
True, and now you will be my purgation and let me loose.
I will give thee thy liberty, set thee from durance, and, in lieu thereof, impose on thee nothing but this. Bear this significant to the country maid Jacquinetta. Here's remuneration. For the best ward of mine honor is rewarding my dependents. Moth, follow.
Like the sequel I. Senior Custard, adieu.
My sweet ounce of man's flesh, mine cunny too. Now I will look to this remuneration. Remuneration! Oh, that's the Latin word for 3 farthings. 3 farthings. Remuneration. What is the price of this inkle? 1 penny. No, I'll give you a remuneration. Remuneration. Why, it carries it. Remuneration. It is a fairer name than French crown. I will never buy and sell out of this word. Ah, my good knave Custard, exceedingly well met. Pray you, how much carbonation ribbon may a man buy for a remuneration?
What is a remuneration?
Marry, sir, halfpenny farthing.
Why then 3 farthings worth of silk.
I thank your worship. God be with you.
But stay, slave, I must employ you.
When would you have it done?
This afternoon.
Well, sir, then I will do it.
Thou villain, thou knowest not what it is.
Well, sir, then I will do it. I will come to your worship tomorrow morning.
It must be done this afternoon. Hark, slave, it is but this. The princess comes to hunt here in the park, and in her train there is a gentle lady. When tongues speak sweetly, then they name her name, and Rosaline they call her. Ask for her, and to see thou do commend to her white hand this sealed up counsel. There's thy guerdon. Go.
Oh, sweet guerdon! Better than a remuneration! 11 pence farthing better! I will do it, sir! In print! Guerdon! Remuneration!
And I, forsooth in love, I, that have been love's whip, a very beetle to a humorous sigh, a critic knave, a night watch constable, a domineering pedant o'er the boy, than whom no mortal so magnificent. This wimpled, whining, purblind, wayward boy, this senior junior, giant dwarf, Dan Cupid, regent of love rhymes, lord of folded arms, the anointed sovereign of sighs and groans. Oh, my little heart, and I to be a corporal of his field and wear his colors like a tumbler's hoop? Nay, to be perjured, which is worst of all, and among 3, to love the worst of all, a whitely wanton with a velvet brow, with 2 pitchballs stuck in her face for eyes. Aye, and by heaven, one that will do the deed, though Argus were her eunuch and her guard. And I to sigh for her, to pray for her, to watch for her. Go to! It is a plague that Cupid will impose upon me for my neglect of his almighty dreadful little might. Well, I will love, write, sue, sigh, pray, groan. Some men must love my lady, and some Joan.
Was that the king who spurred his horse so hard against the steep uprising of the hill?
I know not, but I think it was not he.
Whoe'er he was, he showed a mounting mind. Well, ladies, today we shall have our dispatch, or Saturday we will return to France. Then, my friend, where's the bush that we must stand to play the murderer in?
Hereby, upon the edge of yonder coppice, a stand where you may make the fairest shoot.
I thank my beauty, I am fair that shoot, and thereupon thou callest me the fairest shoot.
Pardon me, madam, for I meant not so.
What? First praise me, and again say no? Oh, short-lived pride, not fair, alack for woe!
Yes, madam, fair.
Nay, never paint me now, where fair is not, praise cannot mend the brow. Here, good my glass, take this for telling true. Fair payment for foul words is more than due.
Nothing but fair is that which you inherit.
See, my beauty will be saved by merit. Oh, heresy and fair, fit for these days. A giving hand, though foul, shall have fair praise. But come the bow, now mercy goes to kill, and shooting well is then accounted ill. Thus will I save my credit in the shoot. Not wounding, pity you would not let me do it. If wounding, then it was to show my skill, that more for praise than purpose meant to kill. And out of question, so it is sometimes, glory grows guilty of detested crimes, when for fame's sake, for praise, an outward part, we bend to that the working of the heart. As I alone for praise, now seek to spill the poor dear's blood, which my heart needs no ill.
Do not cursed wives hold that self-sovereignty only for praise's sake when they strive to be lords or their lords?
Only for praise, and praise we may afford to any lady that subdues a lord.
Here comes a member of the Commonwealth.
Good afternoon. Pray you, which is the head lady?
Thou shalt know her, fellow, by the rest that have no heads. What's your will, sir? What's your will?
I have a letter from Monsieur Barone to one Lady Rosaline.
Oh, that letter. He's a good friend of mine. Stand aside, good bear. Boy, yet you can carve. Break up this capon.
I am bound to serve. Why, this letter is mistook. It's imported from none here. It is writ to Jacquinetta.
We will read it, I swear. Break the neck of the wax and everyone give ear.
By heaven, that thou art fair is most infallible. Truth, that thou art beauteous. Truth itself, that thou art lovely. More fair than fair, beautiful than beauteous, truer than truth itself. Have commiseration on thy heroical vassal. The magnanimous and most illustrious King Capetua set eye upon the pernicious and indubitable beggar Xenilphon, and here 'twas that might rightly say, Veni, vidi, vici, which to anathemize in the vulgar, oh base and obscure vulgar intellect, he came, see, and overcame. He came, 1, see, 2, overcame, 3. Who came? The king. Why'd he come? To see. Why'd he see? To overcome. To whom came he? To the beggar. What saw he? The beggar. Who overcame he? The beggar. The conclusion is victory. On whose side? The king's. The captive is enriched. On whose side? The beggar's. The catastrophe is nuptial. On whose side? The king's. No, on both in one, or one in both. I am the king, for so stands the comparison. Thou the beggar, for so witness thy lowliness. Shall I command thy love? I may. Shall I enforce thy love? I could. Shall I entreat thy love? I will. What shalt thou exchange for rags, robes, titles, for thyself? Me. Thus expecting thy reply, I profane my lips on thy foot, my eyes on thy picture, and my heart on thy every part. Thine in the dearest design of industry, Don Adriano de Armada.
Oh. What plume of feathers is he that intended this letter? What vein, what weathercock did you ever hear better?
I am much deceived, but I remember the style.
Else your memory is bad, going o'er it a while.
This Armado is a Spaniard that keeps here in court, Fantasime, Monarcho, and one that makes sport to the prince and his bookmates.
The fellow word. Who gave thee this letter?
I told you, my lord.
To whom shouldst thou give it?
From my lord to my lady.
From which lord to which lady?
From my lord Barone, a good master of mine, to a lady of France, which he calls Rosaline.
Thou hast mistaken his letter. Come, ladies, away. Here, sweet, put up this. 'Twill be thine another day.
Who is the shooter? Who is the shooter?
Shall I teach you to know?
Hi, my continent of beauty.
Why, she that bears the bow. Finally, put off. Will you still wrangle with her? For yet she strikes at the bow.
She's too hard for you at tricks, sir. Challenge her to bowl.
I fear too much rubbing. Good night, my good owl.
By my soul, a swain, a most simple clown. Lord, Lord, how the ladies and I have put him down. By my troth, most sweet jest, most inconny vulgar wit, when it comes so smoothly off, as it were so fit. Armado on the one side, oh, a most dainty man, to see him walk before a lady to bear her fan, to see him kiss his hand, and how most sweetly he will swear. And his page on the other side, that handful of wit. Ah, the heavens, it is a most pathetical knit. Sola, sola!
sky, the welkin, the heaven, and anon filleth like a crab on the face of terra, the soil, the land, the earth. Jonathan, will you hear an extempore epithet on the death of the deer? And you hear me the ignorant call I, the deer the princess killed, a pricket.
Per day, good master Holophanes, per day, so it may please you to abrogate scurrility.
Oh, something affect the letter, for it argues facility. The prideful princess pierced and pricked a pretty, pleasing pricket. Some say a sore, but not a sore till now made sore with shooting.
A rare talent.
This is a gift that I have. But the gift is good in those whom it is acute, and I am thankful for it.
I praise God for you, sir, and so may my parishioners. For their sons are well tutored by you, and their daughters profit very greatly under you. You are a good member of the Commonwealth.
Merrily, if their sons be ingenious, they shall want no instruction. If their daughters be capable, I will put it to them. But ver sapus qui pauca locator. A soul feminine, salute us.
God give you good morrow, Master Pearson.
Master Pierce one, quasi Pierce one, and if one is to be pierced, which is the one?
Marry, master, schoolmaster, he that is likeliest to a hogshead.
Good Master Parson, be so good as to read me this letter. It was given me by Custer and sent me from Don Armado. I beseech you, read it.
Under pardon, sir. What are the contents, or rather as Horace says in his, what, my soul? Verses?
Aye, sir, and very learned.
Let me hear a staff, a stanza, a verse. Lage, domine.
If love make me forsworn, how shall I swear to love? Ah, never faith could hold, if not to beauty vowed. Though to myself forsworn, to thee I'll faithful prove. Those thoughts to me were oaks, to thee like oysters bowed. Thy eye Jove's lightning bears, thy voice his dreadful thunder, which not to anger bent is music and sweet fire. Celestial as thou art, O pardon love from this wrong, that sings heaven's praise with such an earthly tongue.
You find not the apostrophus, and so miss the accent. Let me supervise the canzonet. But, Demoiselle, Virgin, was this directed to you?
Aye, sir, from one Monsieur Barone, one of the strange Queen's lords.
I will overglance the superscript. To the snow-white hand of the most beauteous Lady Rosaline. I will look again on the intellect of the letter for the nomination of the party writing the person written unto. Your ladyship's in all that employment, Barone. Sir, then, this Barone is one of the buddies with the king, and here he hath written a letter to a sequent of the stranger queens, which accidentally, or by the way of progression, hath miscarried. Trip and go, my sweet. Deliver this paper to the royal hand of the king. It may concern much. Say not thy compliment. I forgive thy duty. Adieu.
Good Custard, go with me.
Have with thee, my girl.
I do dine today at the father's of a certain pupil of mine. Or if, before I pass, it shall please you to ratify the table with a grace. I will, on my privilege I have with the parents of the foresaid child or pupil, undertake your Benvenuto, where I will prove these verses to be very unlearned, neither saving of poetry, wit, nor invention. I beseech your society.
And thank you too, for society, saith the text, is the happiness of life.
And such the text was infallibly concluded. Pauge verve, away! The gentles art our gear, and we will for our recreation.
The king, he is hunting the deer. I am coursing myself. They have pitch to toil. I am toiling in a pitch. Pitch that defiles. Defile a foul word. Well, set thee down, sorrow, for so they say the fool said, and so say I, the fool. Well proved, wit. By the Lord, this love is as mad as Ajax. It kills sheep. It kills again on my side. I will not love. If I do, hang me. In faith I will not. Oh, but her eye, by this light, but for her eye I would not love her. Yes, for her 2 eyes. Well, I do nothing in the world but lie. And lie in my throat. By heaven, I do love. And it hath taught me to rhyme and to be melancholy. And here is part of my rhyme, and here my melancholy. Well, she hath one of my sonnets already. The clown bore it, the fool sent it, the lady hath it. Sweet clown, sweeter fool, sweetest lady. By the world, I would not care a pin if the other 3 were in. Ah! Here comes one with a paper. God give him grace to groan.
I me.
Shot by heaven! Proceed, sweet Cupid. Thou hast thumped him with thy bird bolt under the left pack. In faith, secrets.
So sweet a kiss the golden sun gives not to those fresh morning drops upon the rose, as thy eye beams, when on the fresh rays have smote the night of dew that on my cheeks down flows. Nor shines the silver moon 1/2 so bright through the transparent bosom of the deep, as doth thy face through tears of mine give light. Thou shinest in every tear that I do weep. No drop but as a coach doth carry thee, so ridest thou triumphing in my woe. Do but behold the tears that swell in me, and they thy glory through my grief will show. But do not love thyself, then thou wilt keep my tears for glasses and still make me weep. O Queen of Queens, how far dost thou excel? No thought can think, nor tongue of mortal tell. How shall she know my griefs? I'll drop the paper. Sweet leaves shade folly.
No.
Who is he comes here? What Longueville greeting? Listen, ear.
Now in thy likeness, one more fool appear.
In love, I hope, sweet fellowship in shame.
One drunkard loves another of the name.
Ay me. Am I the first that have been perjured so?
I could put thee in comfort, not by 2 that I know. Thou makest the triumvirate, the corner cap of society, the shape of love's Tiber that hangs up simplicity.
I fear these stubborn lines lack power to move. O sweet Maria, empress of my love. These numbers will I tear and write in prose.
Oh, rhymes are guards on wanton Cupid's hose. Disfigure not his shop.
This same shall go. Did not the heavenly rhetoric dive thine eye, against whom the world cannot hold argument, persuade my heart to this false perjury? Vows for thee broke deserve not punishment. A woman I forswore, but I will prove, thou being a goddess I forswore not thee. Vows for thee broke deserve not. Thy grace being gained cures all disgrace in me. Vows are but breath, and breath a vapor is. Then thou, fair sun, which on my earth doth shine, exhalest this vapor vow. In thee it is. If broken, then it is no fault of mine. If by me broke, what fool is not so wise to lose an oath to win a paradise?
This is the liver vein which makes flesh a deity, a green goose a goddess, pure idolatry. God amend us, God amend, we are much out of the way.
By whom shall I send this? Company, stay.
all hid, an old infant play. Like a demigod here sit I in the sky, and wretched fools' secrets heedfully o'erride. More sacks to the mill, heavens, I have my wish. Domain transformed, 4 woodcocks in a dish.
Almost divine, Kate.
Almost profane coxcomb.
By heaven, the wonder in a mortal eye.
By earth she is not corporal, there you lie.
Her amber hairs her fowl hath amber quoted.
An amber-colored raven was well noted.
As fair as day.
I as some, but then no sun was shine.
Oh, that I had my wish.
And I had mine.
And mine too, good Lord.
Amen, so I had mine, is not that a good word?
I would forget her, but as a fever, she reigns in my blood and will remember be.
A fever in your blood? Why then incision would let her out in saucers, sweet misprision.
Once more, I'll read the oath that I have writ.
Once more, I'll mark how love can vary wit.
On a day, elect the day. Love, whose month is ever May, spied a blossom passing fair, playing in the wanton air. Through the velvet leaves the wind, all unseen can passage find. The lover, sick to death, wished himself to have a breath. Ere, quoth he, thy cheeks may blow, ere that I might triumph so. But, alack, my hand is sworn, ne'er to pluck thee from thy thorn. Thou lack for youth unmeet, youth so apt to pluck a sweet. Do not call it sin in me that I am forsworn for thee. Thou for whom Jove would swear, Juno but an Ethiop were, and deny himself for Jove, turning mortal for thy love. This will I send in something else more plain, that will express my true love's fasting pain. Oh, that the king, Barone, and Longueville were lovers too. Ill to example ill would wipe from my forehead a perjured note, for not offend when all alike do dote.
Do May! Thy love is far from charity, that in love's grief desires society. You may look pale, but I should blush, I know, to be o'erheard and taken napping so.
Come, sir, you blush. As is your case is such. You chided him, offending twice as much. You do not love Maria? Longueville never sonnet for her sake did compile, nor lay his wreathed arms athwart his loving bosom to keep down his heart. I have been closely shrouded in this bush. And marked you both, for you both did blush. I heard your guilty rhymes, observed your fashion, saw sighs reek from you, noted well your passion. By me, says one, oh Jove, the other cries. One, her hairs were gold, crystal the other's eyes. You would for paradise break faith and troth, and Jove, for your love, would infringe an oath. Oh, what will Barone say when that he shall hear? Faith infringed with such zeal did swear. How will he scorn? How will he spend his wits? How will he triumph, leap, and laugh at it? For all the wealth that ever I did see, I would not have him know so much by me.
Now step I forth to whip hypocrisy. Ah, good my liege, I pray thee pardon me. Good heart, what grace hast thou thus to reprove these worms for loving that art most in love? Your eyes do make no coaches, in your tears there's no certain princess that appears. You'll not be perjured, 'tis a hateful thing. Tush, none but minstrels like of sonneting. But are you not ashamed, nay are you not, all three of you, to be thus much o'ershot? You found his mote, the king your mote did see, but I a beam do find in each of three. Oh, what a scene of foolery have I seen, of sighs, of groans, of sorrow, and of teen. Oh, with what strict patience have I sat, to see a king transformed to a gnat. Where lies thy grief, oh, tell me, good Domain, and gentle Longueville, where lies thy pain? And where, my lieges, all about the breast, a cuddle ho.
Too bitter is thy jest. Are we betrayed thus to thy overview?
Not you to me, but I betrayed by you. I, that am honest. I that hold it sin to break the vow I am engaged in. I am betrayed by keeping company with men like you, men of inconstancy. When shall you see that I will write a thing in rhyme, or groan for Joan, or spend a minute's time in pruning me? When will you hear that I will praise a hand, a foot, a face, an eye, a gait, a state, a brow, a breast, a waist, a leg, a limb?
Stop! Whither away so fast? A true man or a thief that gallops so?
I post from love, good lover, let me go.
God bless the king.
What present hast thou there?
Some certain treason.
What makes treason here?
Nay, it makes nothing, sir.
If it mar nothing neither, the treason and you go in peace away together.
I beseech your grace, let this letter be read. Our Pearson misdoubts it. 'Twas treason, he said.
Barone, read it over. Where hadst thou it?
Of custard.
Where hadst thou it?
Di Amado. Armadio?
How now? What dost thou tear?
A toy, my liege, a toy. Your grace needs not fear it.
To move him to passion, and therefore let's hear it. Here's Barone's handwriting, and here's his name.
Ah, you loggerhead! You were born to do me shame. Guilty, my lord, guilty. I confess, I confess.
What?
That you three fools lack me to make up the mess. He, and you, my liege, and I, are picked purses in love. We deserve to die. Oh, dismiss this audience, and I shall tell thee more.
Now the number's even.
True, true, we are 4. Will these turtles be gone?
Hence away, sirs.
Walk aside the true folk. And let the traitors stay.
Sweet lords, sweet lovers, oh, let us embrace.
What, did these rent lines show some love of thine?
Did they, quoth you? Who sees the heavenly Rosaline that is not blinded by her majesty?
What of this? Are we not all in love?
Nothing so sure, and thereby all forsworn.
Then, good Barone, leave this chat, and prove our loving lawful, and our faith not torn.
Aye, marry, some flattery for this evil. Oh, some authority how to proceed. Some tricks, some quillets, how to cheat the devil.
Some salve or perjury.
Oh, 'tis more than need. Have at you then, affections, men at arms. Oh, we have made a vow to study, lords, and in that vow we have forsworn our books. For when would you, my liege, or you, in leaden contemplation, have found out such fiery numbers as the prompting eyes of beauty's tutors have enriched you with? From women's eyes this doctrine I derive. They sparkle still the right Promethean flame. They are the books, the arts, the academies, that show, contain, and nourish all the world. Then fools you were these women to forswear, or keeping what is sworn, you will prove fools. Let us once lose our oaths to find ourselves, else we lose ourselves to keep our oaths. It is religion to be thus forsworn, for charity itself fulfills the law. And who can sever love from charity?
Saint Cupid then, and soldiers to the field!
Advance your standards and upon them, lords! Pell-mell, down with them! But be first advised in conflict that you get the son of them!
Now to plain dealing, lay these glosses by. Shall we resolve to woo these girls of France?
Aye, and win them too! Therefore, let's devise some entertainment for them in their tents.
First from the park, let us conduct them hither. Then homeward every man attach the hand of his fair mistress. We will in the afternoon with some strange pastime solace them, such as the shortness of the hour can arrange. For revels, dances, masque, and merry hours, forerun fair love, strewing her way with flowers.
Away, away, no time shall be omitted, that may betime and by us be fitted.
Allons, allons, light wenches may prove plagues to men forsworn. If so, our copper buys no better treasure. Ah! Ah! Ah!
That is quite sufficient.
I praise God for you, sir. Your reasons at dinner have been sharp and sententious, pleasant without scurrility, witty without affection, audacious without impudency, learned without opinion, and strange without heresy. I did converse this quondam day with a companion of the king's who is intituled, nominated, or called Don Adriano de Armado.
Novi hominum tamquam te. His humor is lofty, his discourse peremptory, his tongue filed, his eye ambitious, his gait majestical, and his general behavior vain, ridiculous, and pharisaical.
Vidisne quis venit?
Videot guado!
Chilla!
Quer chera non sera?
Men notice, well encounter.
Most military, sir. Salutation.
They have been at a great feast of languages and stolen the scraps.
Oh, they have lived long on the alms basket of words. I marvel thy master hath not eaten thee a word. For thou art so long by the head as honorific abilitudinetatibus. Thou art easier swallowed than a flapdragon.
Peace the peel begins.
Monsieur, are you not a lettered?
Yes, yes, he teaches boys the horn book. What is AB spelled backwards with a horn on its head?
Bah, Parisio, with horn added.
Bah, most silly sheep, with a horn. You hear his learning.
Ah, when the heavens were so pleased thou wert my son, what a joyful father wouldst thou make me. And I had but one penny in the world, thou shouldst have it to buy gingerbread. Hold, There is the very remuneration I had of thy master, thy halfpenny purse of wit, thy pigeon egg of discretion. Go and hast it. Add dunghill. At the fingers' ends, as they say.
Oh, I smell false Latin. Dunghill for unguem?
Artsman, preambulate. We will be separated from the barbarous. Do you not educate youth at the church house on the top of the mountain?
Or Mons, the hill?
For your sweet pleasure, for the mountain.
I do. Sans question.
Sir, it is the king's most sweet pleasure and affection to congratulate the princess at her pavilion in the posteriors of the day, which the rude multitude do call the afternoon.
The posterior of the day, most generous, sir, is measurable, reliable, and congruent for the afternoon. The word is well called, chose, sweet, and apt. I do assure you, sir, I do assure.
Sir, the king is a noble gentleman, and my familiar, I do assure you, very good friend. Ah, for what is inward between us, let it pass. For I must tell thee, it sometimes pleaseth his royal majesty to lean upon my poor shoulder, and with his royal finger thus dally with my excrement, with my mustachio. By the world I account no fable. Some certain honors it doth pleaseth his majesty to impart to Armado, a soldier, a man of travel, who hath seen the world. But let that pass. For I must tell thee, and sweetheart, I do implore secrecy. The king would have us present the princess, sweet Chuck, with some delightful ostentation, or show, or play, or antic, or firework, knowing that the curate and your sweet self are good at such eruptions and breaking out of mirth, as it were. I have come here withal to crave your assistance.
Sir, you shall present before her the 9 words. Sir Nathaniel, as concerning some entertainment of time, some show posterior of this day, to be rendered by our assistance, the king's command, and the most gallant, illustrious, and learned gentleman before the princess. I say, none so fit as to present the 9 worthies.
Where will you find men worthy enough to present them?
Joshua, yourself, myself, and this gallant gentleman, Judas Maccabeus. The swain, because of great limb or joint, shall pass Pompey the Great. Page, Hercules.
Pardon, sir. Error. He is not so big as that worthy's thumb. He is not so big as the end of his club.
Shall I have an audience? He shall present Hercules in minority. His enter and exit shall be strangling a snake, and I will have an apology for that purpose.
An excellent device. So if any of the audience hiss, "Sss," you may cry, "Well done, Hercules, thou crushest the snake." That is a way to make an offense gracious, though few have the grace to do it.
For the rest of the worthies,
I will play 3 myself.
Thrice worthy gentlemen.
shall I tell you a thing?
We attend.
We shall have, if we fudge not, an antic. I beseech thee, follow.
To our spot. Away!
Sweethearts, we shall be rich ere we depart, if bearings come plentifully in. A lady, walled about with diamonds, look you what I have from the loving king.
Madam, came nothing else with that?
Nothing. But then, yes, as much trump and rhyme as would be crammed up in a sheet of paper, read of both sides, the leaf, margin, and all, that he was fain to seal on Cupid's name.
That was waving his godhead wax, for he had been 5,000 year a boy.
Aye, and shrewd and happy gallows too.
You'll never be friends with him. He killed your sister.
He made her melancholy sad and heavy, and so she died. But had she been like you, of such a merry, nimble, stirring spirit, she might have been a grand dame ere she died. For so were you, for a light heart lives long.
What's your dark meaning, Mouse, this light word?
A light condition in a beauty dark.
We need more light to find your meaning out. therefore light.
You weigh me not, or that you cannot for me.
Great reason for past care is still past cure.
Well bandied both, a set of wit well played. But, Rosaline, you have a favor too. Who sent it and what is it?
I would you knew. And if my face were but as fair as yours, my favor were as great. Be witness this. Nay, I have verses too. I thank Barone, the number's true. And with the numbering too, I were the fairest goddess on the ground. I am compared to 20,000 affairs. Oh, he hath drawn my picture in this letter.
Anything like?
Much in the letters, nothing in the praise.
Beauteous as ink. A good conclusion.
Fair as the text be in the copybook.
Where pencils hoe? Let me not die your debtor, my regimentical, my golden letter. Oh, that your face are not so full of O's.
A pox of that jest, and I beshrew all shrows. But Catherine, Law sent you from fair domain.
Madam, this glove.
Did he not send you twain?
Yes, madam, and moreover, some 1,000 verses of a faithful lover, a huge translation of hypocrisy, vilely compiled, profound simplicity.
And these pearls gave me Longaville. The letter, too long by half a mile.
I think no less. Dost thou not wish the chain were longer and the letter short?
I, that these hands might never part.
We are wise girls to mock our lovers so.
They are worse fools to purchase mocking so. That same Barone I'll torture ere I go. Old I knew his but in by the week. How I'd make him fawn and beg and seek. Await the season, observe the times, and spend his prodigal wits in bootless rhymes. And shape his service wholly to my hests, make him proud to make me proud that jests. So Pantant like would ire sway his state, that he should be my fool, and I his fate.
None are so surely caught. When they are catched, hath wit turned fool. Folly and wisdom hatched, and wit's warrant and the help of school, and wit's own grace, to grace a learned fool.
The blood of youth burns not with such excess as gravity's revolt to wantonness. Folly in fools bears not so strong a note as foolery in the wise, when wit doth dote. Since all the power thereof it doth apply to prove by wit worth in simplicity.
Here comes Boyette, and mirth is in his face.
I'm stout with laughter. Where's her grace?
Thy news, Boyette?
Prepare, madam, prepare! Arm winches, arm! Encounters mounted, hard against your peace. Love doth approach, disguised, armed in arguments. You'll be surprised. Muster your wits, stand in your own defense. Hide your heads like cowards and fly hence.
Saint Dennis and Saint Cupid, what are they that charge the breath against us? Say, scout, say.
Under the cool shade of a sycamore, I thought to close mine eyes some half an hour, when lo, to interrupt my proposed rest, toward that shade I might behold addressed the king and his companions. Warily I stole into a neighboring thicket by, and overheard what you shall overhear, that by and by, disguised, they will be here. Their herald is a pretty knavish page, that well by heart hath conned his embassage. Action and accent do they teach him there. This must thou speak, and thus thy body bear. And ever and anon, mid a doubt, presence majestical would put him out. For, quoth the king, an angel shalt thou see, yet fear not thou, but speak audaciously. The boy replied, an angel is not evil. I should have feared her had she been a devil. With that, all laughed and clapped him on the shoulder, making the bold wag by their praises bolder. One rubbed his elbow thus, and fleered and swore, a better speech was never spoke before. Another, with his finger in his thumb, Advia, we will do it, come what will come. A third, he capered and cried, all goes well. The fourth turned on the toe, and down he fell. With that, they all did tumble on the ground, with such a zealous laughter, so profound, that in this spleen ridiculous appears, to check their folly, passion's solemn tears.
But what, come they to visit us?
They do, and are apparelled thus, like Muscovites, or Russians as it is. Their purpose is to parley, to court, and dance, and everyone his love feat will advance, unto his several mistress, which they will know, by favors several which they did bestow.
And will they so? The gallants shall be tasked, for ladies, we will everyone be masked, and not a man shall have the grace, despite of to see a lady's face. Hold, Rosaline, this favor thou shalt wear, so shall the king court thee for his dear. Hold, my sweet, and give me thine, so shall Barone take me for Rosaline. And change you favors too, so shall your loves do contrary, deceived by these removes.
Come on then, we're the favors most in sight.
But in this changing, what is your intent?
The effect of my intent is to cross theirs. They do it but in mockery merriment, and mock for mock is only my intent. There's several counsels they in bosom shall to loves mistook, and so be mocked withal, upon the next occasion that we meet, with visages displayed to talk and greet.
But shall we dance the desires to it?
No! To the death we will not move a foot, nor to them their pen speech render we no grace, but while 'tis spoke that each turn away her face.
Why, that contempt will surely kill the speaker's heart, and quite divorce his memory from his part.
Therefore I do it, and I make no doubt, the rest will ne'er be in if he be out. There's no such sport as sport by sport o'erthrown, to make theirs ours, and ours none but our own. So shall we stay, mocking intended game, and they, well mocked, depart away with shame.
The trumpet sounds. Be masked. The masters come. Than rich taffeta.
A holy parcel of the fairest dames that ever turned their backs to mortal views.
Their eyes, villain, their eyes!
That ever turned their eyes to mortal views. Out.
True, out indeed.
Out of your favors, heavenly spirits, vouchsafe not to behold.
Once to behold Rome.
Once to behold with their sunbeaming eyes. With their sunbeaming eyes.
They will not answer to that epithet. You best call it daughter beaming eyes.
They do not mark me. That brings me out.
Is this your perfectness?
Begone, you rogue!
What would these strangers? Know their minds, boyette? If they do speak our language, 'tis our will that some plain men recount their purposes. Know what they would.
What would you with the princess?
Nothing but peace and gentle visitation.
What would they, say they?
Nothing but peace and gentle visitation.
Why, that they have, and bid them so be gone.
She says that you have it, and you may be gone.
Say to her, we have measured many miles to trade a measure with her on this grass.
They say they've measured many a mile to try to measure with you on this grass.
It is not so. Ask them how many inches is 1 mile. If they have measured many, the measure then of one is easily told.
If to come hither, you have measured miles and many miles, the princess bids you tell how many inches doth fill up 1 mile.
Tell her we measure them by weary steps.
She hears herself.
How many weary steps of many weary miles are numbered in the travel of 1 mile?
We number nothing that we spend for you. Our duty is so rich, so infinite, that we may do it still without account. Vouchsafe to show us the sunshine of your face, that we, like savages, may worship it.
My face is but a moon, and clouded too.
Blessed are the clouds, who do as such clouds do. Vouchsafe, bright moon, and these thy stars to shine. These clouds removed upon our watery eyne.
O vain petitioner, beg a greater matter. Thou now requestest but moonshine in the water.
Then in our measure do but vouchsafe one change. Thou bidst me beg. This begging is not strange.
Play music then. Then you must do it soon. Not yet. No dance. Thus change I like the moon.
Will you not dance? How come you doesn't strain?
You took the lid up full, but now she's changed.
Yet still she is the moon, and I the man. The music plays, vouchsafe some motion to it.
Our ears vouchsafe it.
But your legs should do it.
Since you're straight, here by chance, will not be nice. Take hands. Will not dance.
Why take we hands then?
Only to part friends. Curtsy, sweethearts. And so, the measure is.
More measure of this measure. Be not nice.
We can afford no more at such a price.
Price you yourselves. What buys your company?
Your absence only.
That can never be.
Then cannot we be bought? And so, adieu, twice your advisor and half once to you.
If you deny to dance, let's hold more chat.
In private then.
I am best pleased with that.
White-handed mistress, one sweet word with thee.
Honey, milk, and sugar. There's 3.
Nay then, 2 trays, and if you grow so nice, Methylglyn, wort, and malmsey. Well run dice, there's half a dozen sweets.
7 sweet adieu. Since you can cog, I'll play no more with you.
One word in secret.
Let it not be sweet.
Thou grievest my gall.
Gall, bitter.
Therefore, meat.
Will you vouchsafe with me to change a word?
Name it.
Fair lady?
Say you so? Fair lord, take that for your fair lady.
Please it to as much in private, and albeit I do.
What? Was your visor made without a tongue?
I know the reason, lady, why you ask.
Oh, for your reason. Quickly, sir, I long.
You have a double tongue within your mask. And for my speechless visor have.
Veal, quoth the Dutchman, does not veal a calf.
A calf, fair lady?
No, a fair lord calf.
One word in private with you, ere I die.
Bleat softly then, the butcher hears you cry.
The tongues of mocking wenches are as keen as is the razor's edge invisible, cutting a smaller hair than may be seen above the sense of sense. So sensible seemeth their conference. Their conceits have wings, fleeter than arrows, bullets, wind, thought, swifter things.
Not one word more, my braves. Break off, break off.
By heaven, all dry beaten with pure scorn!
Farewell, mad wenches. You have simple wit.
20 adieus, my frozen muscovits. Are these a breed of wits so wondered at?
Tapers they are with your sweet breaths puffed out.
Well-liking wits they have. Gross, gross. Fat, fat.
Oh, poverty and wit, kingly poor flout. Will they not think you hang themselves tonight? Or ever but in visors show their faces? This purperone was out of countenance quite.
They were all in lamentable cases. The king was weeping right for a good word.
Dumaine was at my service sworn, and his sword. No point, quoth I. My servant straight was mute.
Lord Longaville said, I came o'er his heart, and trow you what he calls me?
Qualm, perhaps?
Yes, in good faith.
Go, sickness as thou art.
Well, better wits have worn plain statute caps. But will you hear? The king is my love sworn.
And quick Baron hath plighted faith to me.
And Longaville was for my service born.
Dumaine is mine, sure as bark on tree.
Madam and pretty mistresses, give ear. Immediately they will again be here in their own shapes. for it can never be that they will digest this harsh dignity.
Will they return?
They will, God knows, and leap for joy, though they are lame with blows. Therefore, change favors, and when they repair, blow like sweet roses in this summer air.
How blow, speak to be understood.
Fair ladies masked are roses in their bud. Dismasked, their damask sweet commixture shown are angels veiling clouds or roses blown.
Avant perplexity, what shall we do if they return in their own shapes to woo?
Madam, if by me would be advised, let's mock them still, as well known as disguised. Let us claim to them what fools were here, disguised like Muscovites in shapeless gear, and wonder what they were, and what end their shallow shows and prologue vilely pin, and their rough carriage, so ridiculous, should be presented arrogant to us.
Ladies, withdraw! The gallants are at hand!
Whip to our tents as Rose runs o'er land!
Good sir, God save you. Where's the princess?
Gone to her tent. Please it your majesty commend me any service to her thither?
That she vouchsafe me audience for one word.
I will, and so will she. I know, my lord.
This fellow picks up wit as pigeon peas, and utters it again when God doth please. He is wit's peddler, and retails his wares at wakes and wassels, meetings, markets, fairs. And consciences that will not die in debt pay him the due of honey-tongued boyette.
A blister on his sweet tongue with my heart, that put our motto's page out of his part.
Behavior, what wert thou till this madman showed thee, and what art thou now?
All hail, madam, and fair time of day.
Fair in all hail is foul, as I can see.
Construe my speeches better, if you may.
Then wish me better, I will give you leave.
We came to visit you, and purpose now to lead you to our court. Vouchsafe it then.
This field shall hold me, and so hold your vow. Nor God nor I delights in perjured men.
Rebuke me not for that which you provoke. The virtue of your eye must break my oath.
You nickname virtue. Vice, you should have spoke, for virtue's office never breaks man's troth. And by my maiden honor, yet as pure, as the unsullied lily, I protest. Though a world of torments though I should endure, I would not yield to be your house's guest, as so much I hate the breaking cause to be of heavenly oaths vowed with integrity.
Oh, you have lived in desolation here, unseen, unvisited, much to our shame.
It is not so, my lord, it is not so, I swear. We've had pastimes here in pleasant game. A mess of Russians left us but of late.
How, madam? Russians?
Aye, in truth, my lord, trim gowns full of courtship and of state.
Madam, speak true. It is not so, my lord. My lady, to the manner of the days, in courtesy gives undeserving praise. We four indeed confronted were with foreign Russian habit. Here they stayed an hour and talked apace, and in that hour, my lord, they did not bless us with one happy word. I dare not call them fools, but this I think, when they are thirsty, fools would fain have drink.
This jest is dry to me. Gentle sweet, your wit makes wise things foolish. When we greet with eyes best seeing, heaven's fiery eye, by light we lose light. Your capacity is of that nature, that to your huge store, wise things seem foolish, and rich things but poor.
This proves you wise and rich, for in my eye,
I am a fool and full of poverty.
but that you take what doth to you belong. It were a fault to snatch words from my tongue.
Oh, I am yours and all that I possess.
All the fool mine.
Cannot give you less.
Which the visors was it that you wore?
Where? When? What visor? Why demand you this?
There, then, that visor, that superfluous case that hid the worst and showed the better face.
We were descried. They'll mock us now downright.
Let us confess and turn into a jest.
Amaze, my lord, why looks your highness sad?
Help, hold his brows, he'll swoon. Why look you pale? Seasick, I think, coming from Muscovy.
Thus pour the stars down plagues for perjury. Can any face of brass hold longer out? Here stand I, lady, dart thy skill at me, thrust thy sharp wit quite through my ignorance, cut me to pieces with thy keen conceit, and I will wish thee nevermore to dance, nor nevermore in Russian habit wait. Oh, never will I trust to speeches penned, nor to the motion of a schoolboy's tongue, nor never come advisor to my friend, nor woo and rhyme like a blind harper's song. Taffeta phrases, silken terms precise, three-piled hyperboles, spruce affectation, these summer flies have blown me full of maggot ostentation. I do forswear them, and by this white glove, how white the hand God knows, henceforth my wooing mind shall be expressed in russet yeas and honest kersey noes. And to begin, wench, so God help me law, my love to thee is sound, sans crack or flaw.
Sans, I pray you.
Yet I have a trick of the old range. Bear with me, I am sick. I'll leave it by degrees. Come, let us see. Right, Lord, have mercy on us on those three. They are infected. In their hearts it lies. They have the plague, and caught it of your eyes. These lords are visited. You are not free, for the Lord's tokens on you do I see.
No, they are free that gave these tokens to us.
Our states are forfeit. Seek not to undo us.
It is not so, for how can this be true, that you stand forfeit, being those that sue?
Peace, for I will not have to do with you.
Nor shall not provide you as I intend.
Speak for yourselves. My wit is at an end.
Teach us, sweet madam, for our rude transgression, some fair excuse.
The fairest is confession. Were not you here but even now disguised?
I was, fair madam.
And were you well advised?
Madam, I was.
When you were here, what did you whisper in your lady's ear?
Not more than all the world did I respect her.
When she shall challenge this, you will reject her.
Upon mine honor, no.
Peace, forbear. Your oath once broke, you force not to forswear.
Despise me when I break this oath of mine.
I will, and therefore keep it. Rosaline, what did the Russian whisper in your ear?
Madam, he swore that he did hold me dear as precious eyesight, and did value me above this world, adding thereto, moreover, he'd wed me, or else die my lover.
God give thee joy of him, the noble lord most honorably doth uphold his word.
What mean you, madam? By my faith, by my troth, I never swore this lady such an oath.
By heaven you did, and to confirm it plain, you gave me this. But take it, sir, again.
My faith in this the princess I did give. I knew her by this jewel on her sleeve.
Pardon me, sir, this jewel she did wear. And Barone, I thank him, is my dear. What will you have me or your pearl again?
Neither of either. I remit both twain. I see the trick in it. Here was a consent, knowing aforehand of our merriment, to dash it like a Christmas comedy. Some carry tale, some please man, some slight zany, that smiles his cheek in years and knows the trick to make my lady laugh when she's disposed, told our intents, which once disclosed, the ladies did change favors, and we, following the signs, wooed but the sign of she. Now to our perjury, to add more terror, we are again forsworn in will and error. Welcome, pure wit, thou parts the fair fray.
They would know whether the three worthy shall come in or no.
What, are there but three?
No, sir, but it's very fine. For every one presents three.
And 3 times thrice is 9.
Not so, sir. Under correction, sir. I hope it is not so. You cannot beg us, sir. I assure you, we know what we know. I hope, sir, 3 times thrice, sir,
is not 9.
Under correction, sir. We know whereuntil it doth amount to.
By Jove, I always took 3 threes for 9.
It were a pity you should get your living by reckoning, sir.
Well, sir, how much is it?
The parties themselves, the actors, will show you whereuntil it doth amount to. As for my own part, I'm to, as they say, perfect one man and one poor man, and Pompey the Great, sir.
Art thou one of the worthies?
It pleased them to think me worthy of Pompey the Great. As for my own part, I know not the degree of worthy, but I am to stand for him.
Go, bid them prepare.
We will turn it finely off, sir. We will take some care.
Barone, they will shame us. Let them not approach.
We are shame-proof, my lord. 'Tis some policy to have one show worse than the king's and his company.
I say they shall not come.
Nay, my good lord, let me o'errule you now. Where sport best pleases, that doth least know how. There, where zeal strives to content, and the contents dies, and the zeal of that which it presents, their form confounded makes most form and mirth, and greatest laborers perish in their birth.
A right description of our sport, my lord.
Anoint him.
I do implore so much of thy royal, sweet breath, as will utter a grace of words.
Doth this man serve God?
But why ask you?
He speaks not like a man of God his making.
That is all one, my most fair, sweet, honey monarch. For, I protest, the schoolmaster is exceeding fantastical. Too vain, too vain. But we will put it, as they say, to Fortuna de la Guerra. I wish you the peace of mind, most royal couplement.
Here is like to be a good presence of worthies. He presents Hector of Troy, the swain Pompey the Great, the parish curate Alexander, Armado's page Hercules, the pedant Judas Maccabeus. And if these four worthies in their first show thrive, these four will change habits and present the other five.
There is 5 in the first show.
You are deceived, it is not so.
The pedant, the braggart, the hedge priest, the fool, and the boy. A bait throw at novum, and the whole world again cannot pick out 5 such. Take each one in his vein.
The ship is under sail, and here she comes amain.
I, Pompey, am.
You lie, you are not he.
I, Pompey, am.
With leopard's head on knee.
I, Pompey, am. Pompey, surnamed the Big.
The Great.
It is great, sir. Pompey, surnamed the Great, that often filled with targe and shield, did make his foe to sweat. And traveling along the coast, I here am come by chance, and lay my arms before the legs of this sweet lass of France. If your ladyship would say thanks, Pompey, I had done.
Great thanks, great Pompey.
'Tis not so much worth, but I hope it was perfect. I made a little fault and great.
My hat to a halfpenny, Pompey proves the best worthy.
When in the world I lived, I was the world's commander. By east, west, north, and south. I spread my I spread my conquering might. My scrutcheon plain declare. Oh. My scrutcheon plain declares that I am Alexander.
Your nose says no, you are not, for it stands to right.
Your nose smells no in that most tender-smelling night.
The conqueror is dismayed. See, good Alexander.
What in the world I lived? Was the world's
Pompey the Great, you're a servant and custard. Take away the conqueror. Take away Alexander.
Oh, Lord, sir, you have overthrown Alexander the Conqueror. You will be scraped out of the painted cloth for this. Your lion that holds his poleaxe will be given to Ajax. He will be the ninth worthy. A conqueror and a fear to speak? Only for shame, Alexander. There, and shall please you, a foolish mild man, an honest man. Look you and soon dashed, but he's a marvelous good neighbor, faithful, and a very good bull. But as for Alexander, alas, you see, he's a little overparted. But There are worthies a-coming that will speak their mind in some other sort.
Stand aside, good Pompey.
Great Hercules, it is presented by this imp, whose clubs kill serpents, a three-headed canis, and when he was a babe, child, a shrimp, thus he strangled serpents in his manus. Quonia, he seemeth in minority, ergo I come with this apology. Keep some sticks of the nest and vanish. Judas, I am.
Judas!
Not Iscariot, sir. Judas, I am. You clipped Maccabeus.
Judas Maccabeus clipped is plain Judas.
A kissing traitor! How art thou proved, Judas?
Judas, I am.
The more shame for you, Judas.
What mean you, sir?
To make Judas hang himself.
Begin, sir. You are my elder.
Oh, well followed. Judas was hanged on an elder.
I will not be put out of countenance.
Because thou hast no face.
What is this?
Oh, the head of a bumpkin.
Death's face in a ring.
Face of an old Roman coin, scarce seen.
And now forward, for we have put thee in countenance.
You have put me out of countenance.
False, we have given thee faces.
This is not generous, not gentle, not humble.
A light for Monsieur Judas, it grows dark, he may stumble.
Alas, Maccabeus, how hath he been baited?
Hide thy head, Achilles. Here comes Hector in arms.
Though my mocks come home by me, I will now be merry.
Hector was but a Trojan in respect of this.
His leg is too big for Hector.
More calf certain.
This cannot be Hector.
He's either a god or a painter, for he makes faces.
The omnipotent Mars of lances the Almighty gave Hector a gift.
A gilt nutmeg.
A lemon.
Stuck with cloves.
No, cloven.
Peace! The omnipotent Mars of lances the Almighty gave Hector a gift, the air of Ilion. A man so breathed that certain he would fight, yea, from morn till night, out of his pavilion. I am that flower.
That mint.
That columbine.
Sweet Lord Longaville, rain thy tongue.
Nay, I must rather give it the rein, for it runs against Hector.
Aye, and Hector's a greyhound.
Sweet Chuck, the sweet woman is dead and rotten. The sweet Chuck beat not the bones of the buried. When he lived, he was a man. But I will forward with my device. Sweet royalty, bestow on me the sense of hearing.
Speak, brave Hector, we are much delighted.
I do adore thy sweet grace's slipper.
Loves her by the foot.
He may not by the yard.
This Hector far surmounted Hannibal. The party is gone.
Fellow Hector, she is gone. She's offended.
What meanest thou?
Faith, unless you play the honest Trojan, the poor witch is cast away.
Dost thou infamize me among potentates? Thou shalt die!
Then shall Hector be whipped for Jaquinetta, that is offended by him, and hanged by Pompey, that is dead by him.
Most rare Pompey.
Greater than great Pompey! Pompey the huge!
Hector trembles.
More ats, stir them on!
Hector will challenge him.
Aye, and if you have no more man's blood in his belly, then we'll sup a flea.
By the North Pole, I do challenge thee.
I will not fight with a pole. Like a northern man, I'll slash. I'll do it by sword. I pray you, let me borrow my arms again.
Room for the incensed worthies.
Do it in my shirt.
Most resolute Pompey.
Master, let me take you a buttonhole lower. Do you not see? Pompey is uncasing for the battle. What mean you? You will lose your reputation.
Gentlemen and soldiers, pardon me. I will not combat in my shirt.
You may not deny it. Pompey hath made the challenge.
Sweet bloods, I both may and will.
What reason have you for it?
The naked truth of it is, I have no shirt. I go woolward for penance.
True, and it was enjoined him in Rome for want of linen. Since then, I'll be sworn, he wore none other but a dish clout of Jaquanettas, and that he wears next to his heart for a favor.
God save you, madam.
Welcome, Markabit, thou interruptest our merriment.
I'm sorry, madam. The news I bring is heavy in my tongue. The king, your father,
Dead, for my life.
even so my tale is told.
Worthies, away. The scene begins to cloud.
From my north heart I breathe the free breath. I have seen the day of wrong through the little hole of discretion, and so will right myself like a soldier.
How fares your majesty?
Ladies, prepare. I will away tonight.
Madam, not so. I do beseech you stay.
Prepare, I say. I thank you, gracious lords, for all of your fair endeavors. Farewell, worthy lord. A heavy heart bears not a humble tongue. Excuse me, so coming too short of thanks for my great suit so easily obtained.
The extreme parts of time extremely forms all causes to the purpose of his speed, and often at his very loose decides that which long process could not arbitrate. And though the morning brow of progeny forbid the smiling courtesy of love, the holy suit which fain it would convince, yet since love's argument was first on foot, let not the cloud of sorrow jostle it from what it purposed, since to wail friends lost is not by much so wholesome profitable, as to rejoice at friends but newly found.
I understand you not, my griefs are double.
Honest, plain words best pierce the ear of grief, and by these badges understand the king. For your fair sakes have we neglected time, played foul play with our oaths. Your beauty, ladies, hath much deformed us, fashioning our humors even to the opposite end of our intents. And what in us hath seemed ridiculous, which party-coated presence of loose love put on by us have misbecomed our oaths and gravities, those heavenly eyes that look into these faults suggested us to make. Therefore, our love being yours, the error that love makes is likewise yours. We to ourselves prove false, by being once false, forever to be true to those that make us both. Fair ladies, you. And even that falsehood, in itself a sin, thus purifies itself and turns to grace.
We have received your letters full of love, your favor as the ambassadors of love, and in our main courtship rated them, at courtship pleasant jest and courtesy as bombast and as lining to the time. But more devout than this, in our respects, have we not been, and therefore met your loves, in their own fashion like a merriment.
Our letters, madam, showed much more than jest.
So did our looks.
We did not quote them so.
Now, at the latest minute of the hour, grant us your loves.
Time methinks too short to make a world without end bargain in. No, no, my lord, your grace is perjured much, full of dear guiltiness, and therefore this. If for my love, as there is no such cause, you will do aught, this shall you do for me. Your oath I will not trust, but go with speed to some forlorn and naked hermitage, remote from all the pleasures of the world. There stay, until the 12 celestial signs have brought about the annual reckoning. If this austere and insociable life change not your offer made in heat of blood, if frosts and fasts, hard lodging and thin weeds nip not the gaudy blossoms of your love, but that it bear this trial and last love, then at the expiration of the year, come challenge me by these deserts. And by this virgin palm now kissing thine, I will be thine, until that instant shut my woeful self up in a mourning house, raining the tears of lamentation for the remembrance of my father's death. If this thou do deny, let our hands part, neither entitled in the other's heart.
If this, or more than this, I would deny, to flutter up these powers of mine with rest, the sudden hand of death close up mine eye. Hence, hermit, then, my heart is in thy breast.
But what to me, my love, but what to me, O wife?
A beard, fair health, and honesty, with threefold love, I wish you all the three.
So shall I say, I thank you, gentle wife?
Not so, my lord, a 12-month and a day. I'll mark no words that smooth-faced wooers say.
I'll
Come with the king doth to my lady come, and if I have much love, I'll give you some.
I'll serve thee true and faithfully till then.
Yes or not? Least you've been forsworn again.
What says Mariah?
At 12 months' end, I'll change my black gown for a faithful friend.
Stay with patience, but the time is long.
The like are you, few taller are yet so young.
Studies, my lady, mistress, look on me. Behold the window of my heart. What humble suit attends thy answer there? Impose some service on me for thy love.
Oft have I heard of you, my lord Barone, before I knew you, and the world's large tongue proclaims you for a man replete with mocks, full of comparisons and wounding flouts, which you on all estates execute that lie within the mercy of your wit. To weed this wormwood from your fruitful brain, and there thought win me, if you please, without the which I am not to be won. You shall this 12-month term from day to day visit the speechless sick, and still converse with groaning wretches, and your task shall be, with all the fierce endeavor of your wit, to enforce the painted impotent to smile.
To move wild laughter in the throat of death? It cannot be, it is impossible. Mirth cannot move a soul in agony.
Why, that's the way to choke a guiding spirit, whose influence is begot of that loose grace which shallow laughing hearers give to fools. A jest's prosperity lies in the ear of him who hears it, never in the tongue of him who makes it. Then, if sickly ears, deaf to the clamors of their own dear groans, will hear your idle scorns, continue then, and I'll have you in that fault withal. But if they'll not, throw away that spirit, and I'll find you right empty of that fault, right joyful of your reformation.
A 12-month? Well, befall what will befall. I'll jest a 12-month in a hospital.
I sweet my lord, and so I take my leave.
No, madam, we will bring you on your way.
Our wooing doth not end like an old play. Jack hath not Jill. These ladies' courtesy may well have made our sport a comedy.
Come, sir, it wants a 12-month and a day. Then 'twill end.
That's too long for a play.
Sweet Majesty, vouchsafe me.
Was not that Hector?
The worthy knights of Troy.
I will kiss thy royal finger and take leave. I am a votary. I have sworn to Jaquanetta to hold the plough for her sweet love 3 years. But, most esteemed Glenus, will you not hear a dialogue composed by the 2 learned men in praise of the owl and the cuckoo? It should have followed at the end of our show.
Bring them forth quickly. We will do so.
Hola, approach. This side is Hines, the winter. This there, the spring. The one maintained by the owl, the other by the cuckoo. There, begin.
When daisies pine on violets blue, and ladies' smocks all silver white, and cuckoo bud of yellow hue, you paint the meadows with delight. Now cuckoo then on every tree must make men, for thus sings he. Cuckoo, cuckoo, word of clear, unpleasing to a merry ear. Cuckoo, cuckoo, word of clear, unpleasing to a merry ear. Icicles hang by the wall, and Dick the shepherd blows his nail. And Tom bears logs into the hall, and milk comes frozen home in pail. When blood is nipped and ways be foul, then nicely sings the staring out, to wit, to who a merry note, while greasy Joan doth kill the pound.
When daisies pine,
And ladies' smocks all silver white.
Cuckoo
do paint the meadows with delight.
With shepherd's pipe on oated straws, and merry larks are ploughmen's plows.
When turtles tread and rooks and doves,
And maidens bleach their summer smoke.
The cuckoo then on every tree mocks merry men, for thus sings he: cuckoo, cuckoo, low word of fear, unpleasing to a merry deer.
Cuckoo, cuckoo, a word of fear, unpleasing to a merry ear.
When icicles hang by the wall, and Dick the shepherd knows his tale. When Tom bears logs into the hall, and milk comes frozen home in pail. When blood is nipped and weights be foul, then nightly sings the staring owl, to wit, to woo, a merry note, while greasy Joan doth keel the
The words of Mercury are harsh after the songs of Apollo. You that way, we this way.
Now there's one very special person who we have to thank. So Mrs. Bickley, could you come up on stage? So on behalf of the cast and crew, I get to thank you for all the hard work you've put into our show. None of this could have happened without you. You've poured so much time and effort into each one of us, teaching us how to act Shakespeare, but also, more than that, teaching us really how to be friends, how to grow together as we do this amazing production. So on behalf of all of us, thank you so much.
Yes, I did it all by myself. No one helped me. No, that's not true. Thank you. That's so gracious. But you know, there are so many people that helped. All the parents and my husband who didn't divorce me, which and did the set, and all the parents who helped with the set. But I'd like to thank Mrs. Susan Newman, who and I made her do music and costumes, so we're crazy. And of course, there's some other help that we had. I had a special stage manager this year, Bethany Dickens. She came up and said, "Hey, can I help?" And I said, "Yeah, I can't pay you anything." And she still wanted to do it. So we've got some flowers for her somewhere. Mr. Levi Gulliver for 3 years has always done my lights and my sound and help with what I do. And then there was someone else who came up of her own accord, Megan Pratt. She's not here tonight, But she said, can I help? And I'm like, I can't pay you anything, and she still came. So she was awesome and helped with so much. So thank you all for your hard work, and thanks for coming and sitting here through Shakespeare. You're troopers.
How glad the many millions of Annabelles and Lillians would be to capture me. But you had such persistence, you wore down my resistance. I fell, and it was swell. I'm your big and brave and handsome Romeo. How I won you, I shall never, never know. It's not that you're attractive, but oh, my heart grew active when you came into view. I've got a crush on you, sweetie pie. All the day and night time, hear me sigh. I never had the least notion that I could fall with so much emotion. Could you coo? Could you care for a cunning cottage we could share? The world will pardon my mush, 'cause I have got a crush, my baby, on you. Could you coo? Could you care for a cunning cottage that we could share? The world will pardon my mush, 'cause I have got a crush, my baby,